For sure.
All right, so huge thank you to Adrian for taking the time to share his story and his background with us. You probably know Adrian as a barbecue connoisseur, and you've tasted his meats around Thanksgiving when he smokes turkey and homemade sausage. So besides having the meats like Arby's, Adrian is also a member of our Agent Leadership Council, and he is a top producer. Outside of selling real estate, Adrian's actively involved in the Greater Harrisburg Association of Realtors, where he serves on some committees. He also holds the title of Realtor of the Year in 2022, right?
Yep.
And past president of Association in 2021. And not only is he licensed in PA, he recently passed his exams in New Jersey. I almost said Delaware. It's an inside joke. And he has one unit sold at 1.125 mil, and then two pendings for about 1.5 million. And he just got another one under contract in New Jersey as well. So, yeah, thanks, Adrian. Appreciate it. So let's dig into some of your background here. So, Adrian, tell us, where did you grow up?
Yeah, so I would say I'm clean Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania when I was 12, so Juniata County. Juniata County is where I grew up. Part of my younger years, I grew up in South Texas, Robstown, Corpus Christi, and then Nacogdoches, Texas, for a few years before I moved up here to age about 11, 12, 1990.
Okay. 36 years plus 12, 48.
45. 46 this year, but yeah.
Okay. So interesting. So Texas. So what's an interesting fact about you growing up?
Growing up, interesting fact is I remember speaking to my grandmother, my family down in South Texas, in Spanish. Like I could hear it, see it. But when I moved to East Texas, predominantly German, Czech community, right, white, I wanted to acclimate to that, and slowly my Spanish started leaving me. And then especially when I moved up here to Pennsylvania, it was gone. Gone from there. But it's the fact I was hit by a car, too, at age 4.
Oh, was that my car?
Yeah.
You lost the language, too?
Yeah, right. That's how I lost my language. Yeah. Yeah. So I love baseball. So I was running across the street to go play baseball with my cousins. And sure enough, the neighbor who's deaf didn't hear people screaming. But hey, I lived to tell the story.
So how many bones did you break? Or
Collarbone.
Collarbone.
Because I was still young, so bones are still valuable, right? So
How old were you?
Collarbone. 3 or 4.
Oh, we'll come back to that.
Wow.
I have some other crazy stories, but I figured I'd just leave that one for today. Any
unique jobs or hobbies or things you did when you were younger?
No, I mean, I would say nothing unique about it other than construction, concrete, Juniata concrete forms. Being on the roof, rubber roofing it, it's 100 degrees outside. Can you imagine laying rubber roof in the middle of July? Those temps were there. So that's when I started thinking, all right, I love being outdoors. I love the social aspect of trades and the stories and the different political opinions from all the different trades. It's hilarious. I was like, I'm not going to be doing this. This is too much. But I learned a lot.
Okay. What do you like super fun besides smoking things? Meats.
Yeah,
smoking.
Okay, all right.
Smoking's fun. Gummies are good. Seltzers are great. No, I love, I would say lately, as the kids have gotten older, playing cards now, it's a blast, whether it's playing international, which is a form of rummy, wizard, it's just tricks, right tricks. Or your standard, asshole with the kids. We'll play that game with the kids just because it's easy for them. No drinking involved. No. But yeah, so I think for fun, pastime right now, cards, fishing is great. We're headed fishing this weekend.
So give us a little bit of kind of your autobiography, right? So you moved to Pennsylvania when you were how old?
11.
10, 11. All right. So you can kind of fast forward through that, but let's talk about first job and kind of work history and really kind of what led you to get into real estate to begin with, and even share a little bit. I mean, I know there's a story about how you met your wife. I'd love for you to share that. That was a good story. But yeah, give us some kind of background there getting into real estate. What did you do prior?
Sure. So I went to Bloomsburg University to first I started at Slippery Rock. I went to walk on. I was recruited by Bloomsburg, but I went to try at Slippery Rock. I knew they had the superior baseball team. It was like, I'll just walk on. Got there. Got cut. Or didn't make the team during fall ball. So I called up Coach Haney at Bloomsburg and said, hey, I didn't make it. He's like, I got a spot. So I went to Bloomsburg, played baseball, graduated business, general business degree in management. And then from there, all my buddies were moving to Philly, Manayunk, where all the young professionals go, right? So I'm like, all right, I'll just get a business job. What's the easiest business job to get into? Sales. So I go sales, and I see an ad. Back then, you're looking at ads, right? Deed wasn't in there yet, or LinkedIn. Isn't that weird? I'm saying back then it was weird. But it did work at Walmart in college.
Did you?
Back landscaping, the patio, and mulch.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big part.
Yeah, that was huge. And I remember I still had some stock. $10. Anyhow, I saw an ad, Nestle route sales. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. 45,000. All right, yeah. Budgeted, moved in. And then when I got there, I said, yes, I'm in. And there's like, all right, we're going to train you how to drive a box truck with air brakes. I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, I'm delivering water. So boom, boom, I get my Class C license. I'm driving this big old box truck. But it was the best thing ever. I mean, it was hard work, but I'm upselling these customers cups, coffee, Starbucks, all these other things, ancillary businesses in the truck that I'm upselling these clients. So I'm doing well, and this route was easy. I mean, McGuire Air Force Base, Fort Dix, like on Fridays, sometimes I was done. I'd start at 7, I'm done at 9:30. I'm getting paid salary. So what do you do when you're a maniac? You get a shore house with friends, and boom, I'm headed down the shore to Avalon. So then I graduated from the route sales and became a sales guy. So now I'm hoofing it up and down all the business districts in North Jersey this time. I moved up near Hoboken this time. And probably 7,500 doors in commercial accounts. Small mom and pops, offices, just selling cases of water at that time. Even coolers too, if they wanted coolers. Yeah. Collecting business cards, putting them in the database, not for me to run, but for Nestle to run. So that was a sort of like, oh, that's interesting business information.
Okay. So fast forward, what's next for you? Obviously, you like that. You did good there.
Yeah, so I knew I was ready. I bought a house in Texas too, 2006. My interest rate was about 6.25. My parents bought 30 acres, and they wanted to subdivide this little house, like a shotgun style house, for like 60 grand. So I bought it off them. It was a rental for me. Looking at real estate in North Jersey, I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to afford that. Or nor do I want to live with 5 other families in that building. So I started looking back home here in this area. And over the holidays, if you don't know this, Patrick is my home. He's like, why don't you get a real estate license? I'm like, all right. So in 2006, I took my real estate classes. I waited to the very last minute. You have 2 years, right? To take my exam, my license, and passed it. I'm like, well, I guess that's a calling. Right as the housing crisis collapses. And all my friends like, what are you doing? You're an idiot. I'm like, yeah, probably. I had some savings and decided, all right, let's put Keller Williams in. Let's sell some real estate.
So his uncle Patrick, who you referenced, for those of you who are newer and don't know, Patrick was the one who started this Keller Williams franchise, and then recently sold it, obviously, to ownership. Okay, so got your license. So I know there's some newer agents in the room. Talk about what are some of the things that were challenges for you as a new agent, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, so hindsight's 2020, right? The leadership we have today versus the leadership, I'm not saying it wasn't wrong, indifferent, or anything like that. It's just you only know what you know, right? And there was this new franchise that came over here, and these mega agents that were the owners of this franchise still had their habits from the old brokerages, right? So I'm just learning those old habits, right? Or not knowing what am I supposed to do. Like, I'm sure like some of you come in, you think, no, business is just gonna come to you, right? So that's how I was. First 6 months, nothing. Why? Because I was trying to make, pretty flyers and business cards, and at that time, Facebook was becoming a thing. So I'm wasting time on that. And it wasn't until my broker at that time, Gary Forsyth, said, what are you doing? I'm going to do some marketing. Like, no, get out there and talk to people. No, all right. So I started doing that. Got my first listing. It was in Newville.
Go for it.
It was in Newville. Had no idea where it was. Just kept going down 81 and going, and then some. And this little house, I think it's 115,000. And at that time, you had phone opportunity. You still might have it today. Some agents might still do it. But I had a Saturday shift from 12 to 3. And my listing at the time was a newspaper ad, Patriot News. And this woman calls my listing. And pre-qual questions are important, right? She has a 2-year-old, needs a backyard. My listing is perfect for her, but there's no backyard, garage. Like, listen, Newville's way down there, working here in Mechanicsburg. Here's some other houses, because I always had some printouts. I'm off at 3. You want to look at some homes around 4 o'clock? She's like, sure. So that time, I took her around, showed her some homes. None of them worked for her. But eventually, we found one in Newcomer on Lemon Street. Then we closed. And then I asked her on a date. And she is now my wife for 16 years this July.
I was going to say, I don't know how to tell that story. It's a good story.
Great story.
All right.
Originally, when she was bringing in the escrow check, or the earnest money check, we were originally at the PNC Bank on Carlisle Pike. If anybody knows that great PNC building. I said, hey, we're all headed to Garrison's, now called Sturgis, for a couple drinks. And she looks and says, what is this, customer appreciation night? All right, well, I guess I won't be asking how yet. But eventually it came out.
All right, so how'd your first listing? Obviously met your wife, your future wife, right? How did you keep the momentum going from that point?
Yeah, so you don't want to do everything or the path that I took. The learning curve here is so small right now because of the information technology you have. There's no reason you shouldn't be doing business off the gate. Like, when I first started, it was like 3 years before you really start. And I was a slow learner, so it took me 7 years before now. Steady income. But I had a nest egg, right? But you're seeing agents today. I'm just mind-blowing. It's not mind-blowing. It's an aha, because it all comes down to talking to people, relationships. Forget about all the other noise. It was more people I spoke to. I'm a connector. I love connecting people. So everything they teach you in, when I grew up, it was Ignite. Right now it's Launch. Is building your resource, your vendor list. Have your own. Stop asking people on other group chats. Have your own. Be that resource. Be that connector, and business is just going to come to you.
I love that you said that, and I think that that's something that's very important, whether you're new in this room or you're seasoned in this room, right? Everybody should think about how can they be the connector to other people. And he made a great example with your vendor lists, right? With your contractors, and roofers, and those kind of things. If you can just focus on connecting those people with each other, you then become a trusted ally, a trusted resource that people are going to call for other things, real estate.
Yeah. So as you know, get involved in community things, whether it's volunteer work, whether it's kids sports. Do not be a secret agent. Do not be that person that's at your place of worship to be afraid to ask for business. Place of worship, right? You look at all the ads and bulletins and everything of agents who are on there. You're missing a piece of business at these clubs, places of worship, your local volunteer, local charities, sports teams, school districts, stuff like that.
What are some of the things that, you talked about connector being one of them. What are some of the other things that you've done really well as you've grown your business to where you are today?
I'd say the biggest thing is being a student of the market, really knowing your hyper local market, because your peers are going to ask you, hey, did you see this house? And I got tired of being like, oh no, I got tired of knowing about this house last or second, third, fourth hand. So I really became, like, when I first started, I was driving around all the neighborhoods multiple times. I'd never go from A to B. I'm taking detours. I want to know every nook and cranny that I was going to be selling, every vacant lot, what builders were building in here, what investors are investing in here, flipping homes, what for sale by owners, what off-market homes, what distressed homes. I wanted to be the master of that market, right? So I think that's what I've really honed in at. And when people ask me, I know what it's going to sell for. Sometimes I'm wrong, but people come to me as a resource now. I'm getting referrals just because of that, because I've known. When I first started out, it was kind of like, oh no, I don't know about that house, or and that's when I'm like, okay, I need to listen to Patrick and know the area that I'm selling in, like the back of my hand.
Well, and that you're still doing that, right? Because
Yeah,
you do your weekly weekends update.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see his video when he does those?
Yep.
I'm going to share it. I'll share my screen real quick. I'll show it to you.
What is the area that
Along that Wurtsville corridor area. I mean, basically anywhere in Hampton Township.
So I
But
think the important part is that he knows.
You know, I've been looking into the real estate around here, and I tell you, it's a pretty wild scene. There's only about 1.8 lots of homes on the market, which, let me tell you, is about as much variety as a one-horse town on a Sunday night. Seems like you find what you like, you better act quick, or someone else will. Over the past year, there's been a tiny bump, just 0.5% in the number of homes available. Not a whole lot, but enough to think maybe, just maybe, the market's starting to slow down a bit. Or at least it's giving folks a smidge more hope. Or maybe it's just wishful thinking.
So the idea is, right, is that he's injecting humor into it, but he's showing people that he's an expert and he understands what's happening in the market, right?
Yeah, I mean, and people don't care about, oh, I sold $5 million, it's $5 million this month, or I'm the #1 realtor. But they care about how did you help, right? It's absolutely amazing. This one guy, I'm going to go to Wildwood, New Jersey, because that's where he has built like 3 or 4 different pages in the Wildwoods. He has over 11,000 followers, and it's all about him. Hey, I'm here. It's wintertime. I don't need any money. If you're a client or not a client, I don't care. I'll go check on your house to make sure there's no frozen pipes, right? This guy alone sells 70, 90 homes himself. Now he has a team. Team does over 100 million, easily over 100, maybe probably closer to 300 million a year. And so, just because he's doing little things like that, never talks about his volume, never talks about his sales, only talks about how can I help you today.
He's focused on how he can provide value to people.
So it's still a work in progress. But I was trying to think of differently of it's so boring here. Just talking regular stats. So I wanted to show a little bit of it. I'm a humorous type of guy, joke, sarcasm. Show a little bit of that.
Okay. Anything else you can think of that's worked really well for you?
I would say what worked was get involved locally in GHAR, or local association. Really knowing your peers and knowing how they negotiate and what ticks them. That's very important. There's so many offers during 2020, 2021 that I won, not because I had the highest, but because they knew my reputation that I was going to get the deal done. And the other agents, they didn't know who that agent was, and they didn't know who that lender was. And that co-broke shared that information with the sellers, it could get done, but I know he's going to get it done.
And I feel like that was based on your connection with GHAR is what got your name to be the one that's known around.
Yeah. Yep. All the events, golf outings, there's a happy hour event today, I think, at Dave and Buster's. I can't make it without a soccer game. But when I was young and had no other obligations, I was all involved, so these agents knew me. And I wasn't a new person. They could, let's say, push. There's 12 offers, right? Let's push all the people I don't know away if they're somewhat close. That unfortunately, it's happened. It does happen. So I think that was definitely a plus in winning deals.
Okay. What along that journey could you have done differently?
The biggest thing that I could say you could do is your database. Get it organized, get it tagged, and communicate with it daily. My goodness. So we started a new construction team, and all that stuff was done for me. But these guys had it down to the science of we're adding new database in construction, and we had at that time it was called ProQuest Technologies, which really is the 824-hour service, right? We gamified it, and each call, each lead that was coming in was like $20. If you don't answer your phone, you're losing $20. The average commission at that point was like $4,500, right? It's double now. But we knew that every phone call was worth $20. We had to answer it. I'm at the table, I'm eating dinner, I'm answering, right? That's not as, the leads aren't coming in like that anymore. It's more relationship building, I feel, than those cold leads coming in, or you're buying leads out through Zillow. But I would say if you get your database down and you have 250 people, that's all you need. 250 people that know you, trust you, like you, you're going to be selling six figures. You're going to be making six figures.
As long as you're communicating effectively and staying top of mind.
Right, and providing value. Real value, not recipes.
Anything else that you could have improved upon on your journey to where you are today?
I think one thing that makes me smile is that, you know, what Aaron, my Airski's doing is building a skill that's going to last for his lifetime. And when I first started, Chandler Lewis, I don't even know if he was with Remax First Advantage. He was with another brokerage, but every morning we would role play. For sale by owner, expired, on the phone, 8 a.m., 15 minutes, 3 objections, that's all it took, and then we cold called for sale by owners or expired. So there's a lot, there's a ton. 2008, 9, 10. Anyhow, that's one thing that I wish I would have continued. Can you imagine? I would be mastered like 16 years. But there's never a wrong time to, or that time is not past. You're only, as Gary Keller says, 3 years away from having. He used to say 5. I think in today's world, you're 3 years away from being whatever you be or having anything you want to have.
Okay. So tell me about KW. Like what's important to you here? Why do you like being here? What value do you find that's important to you?
I think KW does treat its agents that you could be anything you want. When I first started, again, right, like it was all about teams. Teams is the future. Teams this, teams that. Keller Williams has changed now where, hey, it's okay to be a solo agent. Get your systems in place, and they train you, they teach you. I think that's the world-class training and accessibility to top agents across the country. I mean, what's his name? Texas Realtor, #1 in Keller.
Oh yeah. I can't think of either.
I said Lars Hedderberg. Lars Hedderberg used to be with KW, now it's EXP, but I use him. Lance Loken, the Loken Group. We were at a family reunion, and he pulls up his text me this or email me this. At that time it was email my admin. And I got a Dropbox link to all his market collab, everything, anything I want, all his training on how to train a showing agent, how to train a buyer's agent, his feed, that's all changed 10 years ago. But everything. I mean, the #1 agent just shared a whole Dropbox of his whole operations. And that's why, that's what I'm saying, why would I need to go to brokers? Like, you hear about how cutthroat it is in other brokerages. And I have peers who are in other brokerages. I guess they like it beat up like that. I don't know. But here
I can attest to that. If you guys have heard my story before, I mean, the brokerage I was at, it was gatekeep central. Fortunately, nobody was sharing anything.
Yeah, but I think if you truly plug in, you can run a mean, lean, one agent, one assistant, one showing assistant, and make hell, or just me, nothing, still make a nice living.
So what's working for you right now? I mean, I know you have an event that you're planning, and you have some other things kind of in the works that I've talked about. So what's your focus? What's working for you right now?
Yeah, my focus this year is to give back, celebrate with my past clients. I truly believe that relationships are going to become even more important. I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, why would I need a realtor? I just have AI. Well, example, yesterday, get a call from an investor who wants to put in an offer in Jersey. That listing agent's not returning his calls, text them here and there. I get connected with him, and he's like, yeah, I was putting it on Grok. Is it Grok? Grok. I was putting it on Grok to figure out, get all the forms and stuff, but I didn't understand the forms. I couldn't get all the forms. I need help. So right now, they still need help. People still need help. So I was able to say, I got you. Here's the forms. Here's how real estate works in Jersey versus PA. So yeah, I think building those stronger relationships with your people is going to be more important than ever. And that's why I'm diving into these micro events. And we're having Ice Cream Social here in May, and the summer, probably movie night. I think the office, we still planning the Fall Fest, the Fall Blast. That's a plug and play that you should absolutely take advantage of. That's what I'm going to be working to this year and future.
I like the first part of what you said there. 2 weeks, 2 weeks from now, we have Dave Hook coming. And Dave Hook's going to talk about the importance of the relationships in this AI-driven world, right? Because it's so easy for us to go into AI, like us as agents, right? And, type up a message or a letter or something like that and send it off to someone and not ever have a conversation, not ever speak to someone, right? Not have a two-way conversation. So Dave Hook's going to be talking about that. But I mean, you also said it, right? That the power is in the relationship building, right? Because that AI is there. How are you going to stand out? Because the reality is that, I don't even know the amount of agents. I can't remember the figure for the amount of agents in the entire country. But out of those agents, I would say 50 to 60% of them are going to just solely use AI as a way to communicate. So how can you differ yourselves from those people and have those conversations and build value and build trust?
Yeah. We have like 2,300 in our local market.
Yep.
Our association. Then you butt up to GHAR, so I don't know, over 300 probably size they are.
Like six.
But that's, you see it already, agents in AI. I don't think people want to see that. I don't think people want to see an avatar of you. They want to see authentic self.
No, I'll be honest with you. I had this conversation with somebody yesterday. So every time I see a graphic on Facebook, I can always tell that it's legitimately like ChatGPT, right? Because it all has the same kind of feel and look to it. And after a while, you just kind of get numb to it.
But that's important to know about the continuity of your brand. Start digging deep, create your brand. It has that continuity of saying, oh, that's a Sean Adams listing, or that's a Sean Adams, that's Sean Adams, right? That's also very important. That's for another.
Anything else that's you're having success in right now that anybody here in the room could kind of walk away and implement?
I would just say, I'm going to hammer it down again. Talk to your friends, families, your inner circle. Provide value. Just dig deep in with them, and they will give you business.
Any words of advice for someone who, or anyone in this room who maybe moved to the area, or someone who doesn't have really much of a database here? What would you suggest? What's some of the activities that you've had success in that they could also focus on?
Yeah, so the number one thing that I would do if I was moving into the area is things that you could do easily, immediately to get now business is open houses. Go sit at an open house. It's a new listing or a new price reduction, and then door knock the 25 doors around that. Invite them to come to the open house. Get their contact information, then follow up with them. Put them on a home value update, market update. Eventually, they're going to buy or sell. They will. They are. It's going to happen. I'm waiting on auto. I don't know if you know Automokes. I built that with the team called the A team, the Anthony Lynham team, back before it was the Anthony Lynham team that you know now. From a construction trailer. 2010. There's several hundred homes over there. Nobody's moving because their interest rates are locked in at 2.5%, 3.5%. However, right, if my dumb ass would have kept that database, eventually, there's people selling there, but eventually there's going to be a huge move there coming. So that, open houses, door knocking around that area, or guys, it works. Circle prospecting, even easier yet if you don't want to door knock. Circle prospect around a listing, a sold listing, and say, hey, this is what's that? Yes, in a TC way, TCP compliant way.
Said that on video.
Yeah. Yes. But again, you're not soliciting in the way that we know the law is. Right? So.
Anything else you want to share?
You guys, I remember being the young guy, not with 8 kids, but coming, starting, and then it's like, oh God, how is he still selling? But what my aha is, there's rebirth of old agents, older than me, that rebirthed, rebranded, and are crushing it even more when I started. I thought for sure they would have been retired and would have gobbled up their business and ghost clients and stuff. But I think this is what other business has billions of inventory there for you to sell? For how much is it? $600? And still David Becker only sells 1% of that, if that. We know.
All right. Well,
Dave Hook does.
Dave Hook does.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, that's where I was going next. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sweet. What does it look like? So you just got licensed in Jersey and Delaware,
New Jersey.
Jersey. All right. So, but you live here, and so let's just say you got a lead today. Hey, I want to check out this house. Are you leveraging that? Are you actually driving that couple hours? What is that?
If it's a listing, and I feel confident and I pre-qualify it, then again, I'm asking before I hang up, hey, if everything looks and sounds good, are you ready to move forward? After the meeting, will you be ready? Then I'll go. That hasn't happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
Buyers, I'm certainly going to leverage that out.
What the listing says, they're talking to several different realtors and they just want to pick your brain.
Yeah, if my schedule allows it. Then
How are you going to say no?
Huh?
How do you say no?
What do you mean, how do I say? Well, say if my schedule allows, I'll go meet them. Yeah, if it doesn't say, hey, no, but here, I have somebody on my team. Yeah. I have somebody on my team now. And I have that all set up.
Okay.
But these deals came through friends and family. Like, on my age group, I'm seeing a trend of people buying a second home. It's crazy. Another local broker just got his Delaware license, so he has a house in Delaware. So he's doing the same thing I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually going to be joining, I think, Keller Williams' office there. He's not Keller Williams here, so that could.
What other questions do you guys have for Adrian?
You gave advice as far as like, if you're new to the area and like building, been in Harrisburg, about 4 years now, so I am still kind of new to the area and building. And I've been getting out there doing like weekly outreach, trying to reach people and everything like that. Right now, I do want to start doing more open houses, but someone gave me an idea maybe to like do a tour of homes, like I guess to market to the people, like market properties that are specific to people who are ready to buy them. And can you give me any suggestions and tips on that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's going to be a lot of planning, a lot of effort. So you want to make sure to leverage your vendors to offset some of those costs. I don't know. I don't know what that goes in liability insurance too. Like you have it, or you're all just driving there, or you're getting a van and you're driving around, or getting like a trolley, like the Hershey trolley that we did.
I mean, another thought would be you could even curate a list.
So I was thinking I could just do like videos. I could go to the property and like do videos and then like post them and then just call it.
Curate a list of homes with videos where you can.
That's even better.
Highlight the different listings, and then maybe it's like, hey, here's all the homes in Harrisburg under 200 in the historic district, right? And then you just find those listings and you do videos and you feature that as some type of lead magnet, right? Like, hey, do you want a list of all the homes in Harrisburg in the historic district under 200K? Send me a message or comment historic, and I'll send you our list.
I mean, the biggest one right now you can probably do is because there's no inventory, right? There's some inventory, but still limited inventory. I would certainly go and look the past year, see what expires have occurred, what have not come back to market but are expired, what for sale by owners are out there, and then curate that list and do a video. Hey, I have off-market properties available. DM, whatever, private list, and I'll get you that list. Now what you can do is follow up with them, pre-qualify them,
Right.
Get their wants and needs, their bedrooms and baths, and send them to them.
I did print the list of expires a lot now on the market. Some of them come back in December and some recently this past March.
That's
Where's Lowood on
That's an
331
old
too? I
Craig
think
Proctor.
a lot of people just mentally think about the end of the year, end of the quarter, whatever. So there's more on 331 than there was on 328 or probably 430. Just that's a natural end point.
There's a lot of. You could do one where like buy a house, get a free brisket, comment brisket more and more.
I tried to do that. What's his name? Scott said.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, you can't offer.
To buy. That's true.
There's a way. Yeah, there's a way.
I did buy a house, we'll pay for your move. Like what? I mean, why not?
It's a gift from you, you're cooking it, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just starting to do Cutco knives right now. I do a Cutco knife to whoever the client is that's closing on the deal.
Do you
and then whoever
advertise it that
I guess the only reason is it's
I
not.
haven't- I
He's
haven't
probably thinking like
done
tit
that.
for tat, like that. Like, hey, if you buy with me, I'll give you this knife. But obviously, that's what they're renting out, just a thank you. But I mean, I don't know.
My plan is to kind of market it that way. And like, if you send me a buyer or seller, and I close a deal with them, every time I close it. So like, if you recommend Mike to me, Mike closes a deal with me, you both are getting a knife.
Yeah.
But if Mike buys another deal with me, you're both getting a knife every time that you close the deal, you'll both.
Sherry and Line does that for referrals and stuff, and it's just sharpening parties.
Right, and so for me, trying to do that, but again, it is all something in terms of business, but.
I mean, I don't see a problem. Like, hey, I'll buy or sell a house to me. I'll host a barbecue for you at your new house, party up to 20 people.
That's another event that I want to do.
So then you're in front of the 20 people that probably run in the same social and economic circle as they do.
Yep, it's a good idea. It's a great idea.
I think, so, to your point, another school of thought I've heard is that you should not reward the behavior when the house sells.
Mhm.
You should reward the behavior when they give you the referral.
Yeah.
Because then you're training.
Yeah, that's what we're doing now. Like the person, if I refer you a client, it's not on me to make sure you connect with them and get business from them. It's like you want to reward me like right away. So like literally as soon as we get a referral, we're putting a gift card in the mail to them saying thank you so much, because maybe that sale never closes, or maybe it's like new construction closes 6 months from now and I missed the energy of that person referring me more in the next 6 months.
Yeah, we do the gift card comps too. So we do the gift card and then closing, because those knives are
25, 50,
$150,
30.
so
We
it's
do.
like,
The other idea is like the ice cream scoop or the pizza cutter. Like you could almost do a collection.
yeah, right. Yeah.
Any other questions? Thoughts? Cool. Let's give Adrian a round of applause. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, guys.